It was the year 1971, and the Indian subcontinent was a cauldron of political and humanitarian crises. In the eastern wing of Pakistan, East Pakistan, unspeakable horrors were unfolding. The military dictatorship in West Pakistan, led by General Yahya Khan and backed steadfastly by the United States, was unleashing a genocidal campaign against the Bengali population. The targets were largely Hindus and intellectuals, with women bearing the brunt of brutal rapes, families torn apart by massacres, and villages reduced to ashes. Over 10 million refugees poured into neighboring India, overwhelming its already strained resources. In Washington, President Richard Nixon and his national security advisor, Henry Kissinger, were unmoved by the human cost. Their gaze was fixed on the geopolitical chessboard. India, under Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, was seen as an ally of the Soviet Union, an ungrateful former colony that dared to chart an independent path. Nixon's priority was to shield Yahya Khan, a man whose forces were responsible for over 1 million deaths, from international condemnation and prevent India's intervention in what he viewed as an internal Pakistani matter. Despite frantic cables from U.S. diplomats in Dhaka chronicling the atrocities, Nixon dismissed the reports. To him, Yahya Khan was a decent, honorable man. Indira Gandhi, however, was an entirely different story. As India grappled with the massive influx of refugees and sought international attention to the neo-side in East Pakistan, Gandhi embarked on a global tour to drum up support. Her efforts to expose the brutality earned her the ire of the Nixon administration. On November 5, 1971, in a conversation that would later be declassified by the U.S. State Department, Nixon and Kissinger revealed their disdain in the crassest terms. "The Indians are bastards anyway," Kissinger said, prompting laughter from Nixon. Referring to Gandhi, Nixon spat, "We really slobbered over the old witch." Kissinger added with smug satisfaction, "and kicked her in the teeth." They casually dismissed the cries of millions suffering under Yahya's regime, focusing instead on how to stop India from intervening militarily. But Gandhi was undeterred. With millions of Bangladeshi refugees straining India's resources and no meaningful international action forthcoming, she made the difficult decision to prepare for war. On December 3, 1971, Pakistan launched preemptive airstrikes on Indian airfields, prompting India to retaliate. In a swift and decisive military campaign lasting just 13 days, the Indian Armed Forces achieved a historic victory. On December 16, 1971, 93,000 Pakistani soldiers surrendered, the largest mass surrender ever, and the independent nation of Bangladesh was born. For Nixon and Kissinger, the outcome was a strategic debacle, their arrogance and misjudgment exposed on the world stage. For Indira Gandhi, the victory cemented her legacy as a leader of unparalleled resolve. And for the people of Bangladesh, it marked the dawn of freedom after months of unimaginable suffering. The transcripts of Nixon and Kissinger's conversations would surface decades later, a chilling reminder of how power can blind leaders to human suffering. History judged their contempt for Gandhi and their indifference to neo-side harshly. In the end, it was the witch and the bastards who emerged victorious, delivering justice where the so-called champions of democracy had failed.